can be related to the service that they're providing, can be related to their own footprint, or they're providing a product that helps people to reduce GHG emissions, right? Of course. Of course.
And I'll be very secular, so yeah.
There's no judgment on this table, though. Today is the 22nd, right? We'll go to the judging room.
I need to write this up.
Yes, we will discuss, but we write it out. Yes, that's correct. What I've done, Your Excellencies, that we will gather our points together, we'll draft the write-up, then later when you call, you can convene again to confirm, just to confirm that what we have done is agreeable to the, that's the plan. I'm a speaker at 2:45.
Yeah.
It's constant. What? Oh, then you'll be there by 2:45, right? You might, you guys might still be doing the judging upstairs. It's a session two, which is on Saturday. I thought Supun was the moderator, but apparently he's not. There's another guy actually. No, I thought you seriously, I thought you were the moderator for my session.
I've done enough talk just like the carring. It's all yours.
Goodness.
You are the Swiss. You are the yes, and the G. In other words, actually, the policy
One of the subsidiaries, but one of the senior directors in the group. Yeah. But I left the government. Where did you?
actually, I heard that this man,
Oh no, the latest update. They are back on. Back on, yeah.
when was it? My information is today morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this midday program session at Control Union's Sustainable Action Conference 3.0.
My sources.
The Malaysian Dutch Business Council, a bilateral chamber of commerce, started the MDBC Awards program in 2011 together with the Netherlands Embassy as the MDBC Sustainability Awards. Over the years, we have continued to grow and in 2017 renamed it the MDBC Innovation and Sustainability Awards, in short, MISA. It is created to acknowledge, showcase, honor and reward the outstanding best practices of companies and organizations. It is reflective of the achievements and ongoing developments by both Malaysia and the Netherlands in sustainability, innovation and the circular economy, and therefore a perfect practical application of all your conference sessions today. A unique aspect of MISA is the pitching by shortlisted companies in the respective ESG categories for final judging in front of the judges and in front of you all, the larger audience of this SAC 3.0. The shortlisted companies pitch for maximum 5 minutes. And yes, we will turn off their microphones after 5 minutes, followed by a short Q&A. Winners will be announced later today towards the end of the conference. Please also note that the audience can participate. At the end of the 3 categories, you can join the voting for the audience award. So please pay attention to all 10 shortlisted pitches. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. First category, environment. Best sustainable innovation with responsible technology. This category recognizes companies that prioritize sustainability while responsibly applying technology as an enabler. The award celebrates innovations that reduce environmental impact, enhance resource efficiency, or accelerate sustainable growth, while ensuring that the digital tools themselves are used in an energy-conscious and environmentally responsible way. Companies are free to define their own approach as long as sustainability remains the primary focus. In this category, we have as judges, a panel of judges, His Excellency Ambassador Jaap Werner and his team at the Netherlands Embassy. We have Paul Turner, Managing Director of Avens. And we have Elani Jani, the Chief Executive Officer of Next Green Biomass. If my technical side is ready, we can get started with the first contestant, which is BIMA 1, Mr. Mohammed Arif, the co-founder of BIMA 1. Arif, Mohammed, over to you. And the clicker as well, on stage. Give him a round of applause, please. He's the first one.
Thank you for having me here. I'm going to start now. We have achieved a lot in sustainability. Cleaner energy, smarter infra, stronger policy. But the truth is, our challenge still remains the same. The hardest thing to change is not technology, it's human behavior. That's where we lack. People, they care, they want to be sustainable, but life today is fast, demanding, expensive. Sustainability could be inconvenient, complicated, and unaffordable. That's what I'm bringing to the table today. Like my slides say, we have built systems that are not designed for habit. People want to be sustainable, but our systems make it difficult. We have brought a workplace sharing platform into workplaces. Employees can reuse items from their daily lives. We all live in a very consumerist lifestyle. We have a lot of stuff in our lives. They are idle. They are unused. What to do? Bring it back into the circular consumption. BIMA One is a private sharing platform that lives inside workplaces. Employees use it to list and share items with each other. Why buy new? Someone at the workplace may have it. Just use it from them. Every reuse on the application, it results in carbon savings, waste reduction, and it builds connections. That's what it is. People can barter with each other. They can give away stuff. They can rent stuff. They can borrow stuff with each other. And where else to look? When we thought about this, when the question came to us, we thought, where else to look other than the place where we spend most of our lives at, which is the workplace. And that's how we got it into the workplace. So let's talk about small actions and measurable impact. Do small actions have measurable impact? I would say yes, and I'm going to prove it to you now. This is a simulation we did at a workplace. They exchanged about 30 items over an odd 1.5 week. It resulted in 250 kgs of carbon emission saved. 400 pounds of waste diverted. And the value exchange is another thing. Now, what does that equate to? Small actions, right? What does that equate to? 3,000 hours of Netflix streaming. 12,000 cups of instant noodles if you make them, and 30,000 hours of charging smartphones. That's small actions resulting in measurable impact, and that's what we bring. Every workplace becoming circular. So what happens then? As people start using it, it starts to build culture, connection, community. People who barely knew each other, they start talking to each other. The act of reusing and sharing within a workplace, it builds trust, empathy, and pride. People, they take it back to the communities. It just doesn't stay there. If they experience circularity at work, they take it back to their families, their connections. their friends. And that's how sustainability grows. That's how it really grows, not via policy, but people. To conclude, Bima One is not just another sustainability app. It's a behavioral redesign. We took something really complex and made it simple and sweet that sits inside the workplace. For people, they already get to do what they want to do, that is be sustainable effortlessly. For companies,
1 minute.
noted. For companies, they use culture to create carbon savings, and for people, it turns intention into impact. That's where Bima One lives. When you turn intention into impact, it creates a ripple effect, as per my previous slide, because at the heart of every organization are its people, and at the heart of every sustainable future are habits, and that's where Bima One stands. That's what Bima One is for, making sustainability a daily habit at work, and over time, helping every workplace become circular. That's what we aim for, and that's what we want to do. There are many organizations here. I'll be speaking to them, especially the large ones who are ambassadors of sustainability, and I'm going to sign them up today, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect example. Please come on this side and hand over the microphone and the clicker to our next contestant in this category of environment.
No questions, Marco.
Sorry, I apologize. Things went too fast. Mohammed, back on stage. Questions. Thank you, Jaap. Thank you, Ambassador. I know
The jury has a voice in
Yes.
this, Marco.
Yeah, we have to cover some time lost, but yes.
Sorry, I missed that.
Bima One, thank you very much for your presentation. We have 2 questions. One from Lina Jani. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Very good presentation. I guess you didn't sign up to present to like hundreds of people, right? But it's a very good platform, very responsible in a sense, but also wanted to understand that your business model, is it just limited to workplaces? Is there any way to actually bring the impact to more in terms of, bringing it to schools, bringing it to public sector, for example? And also my second question, just a 2-part question. Can the back-end API can also integrate more measurable impact measurements, that can also, besides just the 4 that you showed on the dashboard, can it also be integrating other environmental data? That will be good also that, if it can be shared to the public sector to generate more awareness. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. We do have universities using it, and we have universities coming on board in Malaysia. So that's number 1. Number 2, yes, it's bound within a workplace. It's a closed circular platform, but we do intend to open it up between companies, those companies that opt for it. That's number 2. Number 3, the data. I just showed you 4 metrics, but there are a lot more metrics in terms of energy, water, landfill. There are many other things and many other analogies that are available. It's just that I didn't want to clutter the slides, so I didn't put them all there. And as far as public sector is concerned, I am a partner in a consulting firm, and we specialize in public sector, and we are onboarding our public sector consulting customers in Malaysia onto Bima One. So yes, we are doing that. And for your 4th question, API. Yes, companies can use API and bring other data into the platform to have an aggregated impact, because this is one of the requirements that one of the companies gave us. So I hope I have answered your 2-part question in a 4-part.
Thank you very much. One additional question. What is the feedback from your employees on this app?
Our employees?
The feedback
The
from
companies that are using it, right?
Yeah, your customers.
Okay, I get a mixed feedback. I've gotten strong critiques as well, and I've gotten some amazing feedback as well. I'll speak about the amazing one for now at this stage. They said that they find this phenomenal that we take this thing that exists in the public space, bring it into the workplace, because then trust, security takes a backseat, and then you can engage with your community, with your colleagues. Organizations less than 100, 150, 200 employees, they don't appreciate it much because maybe it's the engagement factor or the volume is too low. So we are targeting organizations, 300, 500,000 employees, Fortune 5000s, because there you can create impact. And then those companies can lead by example and others can follow. That's how we see the pattern happening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, round of applause for BMR One, please. Next up will be Ensa Zaden, and the word Zaden is Dutch, stands for seeds. Ensa Zaden, Asia, Senior Bahart. Mr. China Babu Muva, the Regional R&D Director. Go ahead, China.
Good afternoon. Ensa Zaden is working on vegetable seeds since last 85 years, having a lot of products delivered all over the world. We are top 5 company in the world in the vegetable breeding industry. Today I came with a story on Thalia, is a bitter gourd variety, which was a recent story as a grower's sustainability. If you look at the challenges towards food security, 228 grams of the vegetables per day, 3 times, altogether we should take as a vegetables in a day. But look at how much we are really taking it. In Asia, it is completely undernourished. If you look at the challenges, why it is actually, there are enormous challenges are there. One is climate change. We were talking in the morning a lot of things about the climate change. And also the high pesticides and chemical percentages on the food. 40% of the people are fear to take the vegetables in the quantity because of the high presence of the chemicals and pesticides. And also we have poor storage, and then keeping quality of the vegetables is low. With these challenges, we encounter a lot of viral diseases, particularly on bitter gourd, recent story. And in all over Asia, you will see the presence of different virus complexes which are devastating the crop of bitter gourd. Not only bitter gourd, many other crops, but here the focus is on bitter gourd. Then if you look at what Ensa Zaden did in the past 3-4 years, is we developed the technology, we mapped all the viruses, and we developed the genomic selections, and also the digital phenotyping to fasten our process, and with the accurate selection of our varieties which are suitable for the growers to grow them actually. And developing this Thalia, a bitter gourd variety in Philippines and many of our Asian countries, is a resilient product against virus and also the climate actually. And with this, the growers are secured by having enormous production actually. And also they reduce 40 to 50% of the application of the pesticides and chemicals to control the diseases, which is indirectly giving the sustainability towards safe products, safe produce, safe food to our plate actually. So, in a nutshell, what I wanted to introduce you, Ensa Zaden, what we are doing is, you can see a lot of products. The recent story is in tomatoes. In European world, tomato is more infected by the Tobacco viruses, and it was a havoc situation. All the greenhouses need to shut down and then clean because of this virus. Ensa Zaden is the first company developed resistant variety around with a resistance against Tobacco viruses, and it has ensured the growers to start their tomato cultivation into the normal stage. And after that, now we entered into the addressing this bitter gourd crop, especially in Philippines. In the last 3 years, if I say, we started selling from around 60 kg the first year sold, and this year almost we are selling 2 tons of the seeds. And there is a strong demand, and then we are unable to supply the seeds. So with this, lot of things, and also I wanted to say very proudly that Ensa Zaden is the highest supplier of lettuce and tomatoes in Malaysia, And I am very proudly can say, in a week, you will be eating a lot of tomatoes and then lettuce, which are produced from NZZN seeds actually. And we say that sustainability is in our DNA because we are in food supplies, I mean to say in the form of seeds, and giving the resistant varieties to the growers for the sustainability of the growing community to feed us actually. Thank you very much.
Thank you, China. Back to the
Thank you.
judges.
Before you forget me, Marco,
Yes.
we have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Ambassador.
Here you go.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Yeah, hi. Very interesting technology that has been developed, and congratulations on developing this based on the I presume, a lot of genomic and phenotyping work that you have done, right? But just to understand a little bit in detail in terms of the specific target groups that you're working with, and at which country, and what are the actual impact to the environment with your technology. So, like for example, does it help with regenerative agriculture? Does it help with soil regeneration, or is purely on the seeds of the plants itself and its resilience to these viruses? Yeah, thank you.
We purely develop vegetable seeds resilient against climatic changes, as well as we can say biotic and abiotic stresses. Biotic stresses is against viruses and also the bacterial complex in the soil actually. So the technology what we developed is genomic selections and also the digital phenotyping will bring a lot of efficiency rather than using a lot of resources and land to develop a variety actually. We can do the very conspicuous selection to go and then in a faster pace to develop a variety. Once this variety is developed, then it goes to the farmers, as you said. Today, 60 to 70% of the farmers' investment is on pest control. And 40 to 50%, if that is reduced, means that there is an enormous sustainability activity by the growers that they cannot apply, they need not to apply any pesticides and chemicals on the food, so that it also saves our soil and also our food to our consumers. So that way the sustainability is there. Of course, if the growers are living, we are all will be happy eating food. Yeah.
How unique is Enzazaden with this innovation compared to competitors in the region?
So, in Malaysia, NZZN is the only company who is very active in breeding for the vegetable crops. This is the first company in Malaysia. And we are breeding from Malaysia to whole Asia. And in Asia, we have a lot of competitors, but NZZN always comes first with the disease resistance. If you look at the tomato is the best example in the last 5 years that till today competition is not having the resistance to tobacco viruses. And we are the people giving tobacco viruses resistant varieties to the world actually. And same way now in Asia, bitter gourd is one of the crop, pumpkin is one of the crop which is very much vulnerable to the viruses, and then we are addressing it from our research from Malaysia.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I just have one more short one, very short one, Marco, sorry. So
No,
this is considered a
Elena.
GMO, right?
No GMO. We are completely a conventional breeding programs. We are against to GMO. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just
Back
in
to you,
time.
Marco.
Thank you very much, Tina. All right, over to the final contestant in this category. We're pleased to introduce Signify Malaysia, Mr. Fardan Sharma, the Head of Public Business, Asia Pacific. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Marco, and thank you, esteemed jury, for allowing us to present our case here. So for all of us, I think now our bodies are producing a lot of melatonin. What I would love is that our bodies produce more of cortisol, because I need to make you all awake. So unfortunately, the lighting is not suited for that, so I have to use a loud voice. But what if lighting can actually do it? And that's what I wanted to introduce. In the morning, I introduced myself as the second largest producer of light after sun. But today, and at this moment, I wanted to introduce light can actually also make you awake. And that's the kind of technology today we are talking about. And that's where we have two clear paths in terms of sustainable innovations. One is Better World, where we focus on climate action, circularity, and the other is what we call as Brighter Lives, which not only impacts health and well-being, which is one example that I just gave you, it can make a place more productive, it can make a place more safer, and it can also lead to food availability. My fellow person who just came before us in terms of seed production, we have been talking about how light can impact lettuce production, tomato productions, a lot of things, and we'll talk about it. I see, and as Signify, we see sustainability a very holistic approach. And I divided it between three parts: environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and economic sustainability. What if, and for light, we all know, yes, it can save energy. Today, a lot of these devices are conventional. I change to LED. I reduce energy by 70%, carbon reductions. What if I can improve the productivity of the employee by 8 to 10% just with the right light, just with the right technology? What if I can make it self-sustaining model? You change the light and the savings that you get actually finance the entire transformation. So it's actually a self-sustaining transformation technology approach. And this is what we have been implementing across the world. And I have put here some examples of Malaysia, where this technology has been used very effectively. The first is what we call as our platform called Interact. It's a fully technology IoT enabled with a lot of data, artificial intelligence, machine learning based inputs, which leads to a lot of benefits like employee productivity. The first one which I am speaking about is UOB. Maureen was here in the morning. She was talking about sustainability program. She also speak about how Signify is partnering with UOB to not only save energy on a sustainability axis. So you can see here 62% savings, almost 1.1430 tons of CO2. What is more important is the employee NPS has increased. The people or the employee who are taking leaves because of illness has reduced. And we spoke about in the morning, these are all verified data. This is all what lighting is doing today. So the technology from just being providing lighting and saving energy is now moving into giving social impact. It is making people better. It is making people healthy. Same example, Interact solutions for industry. Again, very proven effect. It has reduced the number of incidents on the shop floor, apart from saving energy. And this is what lighting as a technology can do today. If you are in Malacca next, and if you use the Plus Highway, it is all powered by Philips, Luminous, by Signify. Just in Malacca, we have almost 5.3 million kilowatt hours of energy saved, 4 tons of CO2. But more than that, what lighting as a technology has done today, if in the normal days, if you would have heard, people or even TNB was here in the morning, we still use manual patrolling to check which street light is off, which is not working. It also has a lot of those environmental issues. You are using jeeps, you are using people. Can technology enabled with lighting can do all this for you? And this is what lighting can do today.
Thank you, Fardan.
Yeah,
5 minutes
this is
are
my
over.
last slide.
No,
You
no,
can
no,
read
no,
it.
no.
Yeah.
5 minutes over. Over to the judges, please.
Yes, thank you, Marco, for thinking of us. We have questions.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Excellency. Yeah. Hi, very good presentation. Yes, we were awake, even though with the lighting here is quite poor, right? we understand that, the fourth wave of the green building right now globally, it's about high workspace performance and productivity and also health of in the workplace. But just wanted to understand, so green buildings, health, more related to air circulation, air quality. Just wanted to understand how you link lighting to health and productivity. Yes, incidents are reduced, but then health. We just wanted to understand that.
Okay, great question. And in fact, some of the points that I wanted to cover in this slide, probably I will answer with the question now. So imagine now, as I was telling, your melatonin in your body is at your peak. Okay. Ideally, what the lighting needs to do is to make you more active now. And it should be going into the mode of more melatonin as you end your day. So your body and lighting should follow the cycle of the sun. So can lighting imitate that? And yes, with tunable lighting, you can do that. That's the example number one. Example number two, I spoke about a term called socially comfortable temperature, which is, imagine you are sitting in a 10 people meeting room. Suddenly you have only 2 people. The AC is at the same level. You suddenly start feeling cold. Unknowingly, unconsciously, your body is going into a low productivity mode. Can lighting give that data that in this room, which has a capacity of 10 people, only 20% density is there, tell the AC, Mr. AC, reduce or increase temperature from 24 to 26. So that's another example. So there are a lot of such examples which can impact the morale of the people. It can impact the productivity of the people. It can enhance a lot of, I would say, your body cycle related hormonal changes, which can enable you be more productive. So that's what lighting can achieve today with its technology.
What is the next innovation that you are working on?
Thank you, Ambassador. I think a great question. In fact, what on this slide that you see, I think we believe food security is a very, very important element. And we also relate it to animal farming. So there is a lot of work that's happening around food, lighting, farm, where we can improve the productivity of the crop, yield of the crop. We can improve the yield of chicken farming. So a lot of those kinds of developments are happening. Then across the world, the second bigger innovation that's happening is, if you see a lot of part of the world, LED got adopted since 2016-17. If you see Indonesia, specifically Jakarta, LED has been there for almost 8-9 years now. So now the next replacement cycle of LED is coming. So how can you make that replacement more circular? That instead of just removing the luminaires, taking out the aluminum and dumping it, can I find a way that the same luminaire life can be extended for next 10 years and I minimize any kind of waste that probably goes to the landfill? So these are some of the new innovations that the company is working on. Very, very interesting development. I think we are at a path where I see now lighting going into areas which were probably unheard of. So yeah, interesting times.
I don't want to stop you actually, but I think we should.
I stop everybody.
Back to Marco.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can I have one more round of applause, please, for Bima One, Enza Zaden, and Signify Malaysia in our environment category. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can we have some lights, please, in this room? We just heard that it might be good for productivity. All right, moving on to the category social. Best Community Impact Award. And by the way, remember, ladies and gentlemen, these 3 companies just now, you can vote for any one of them later when you've heard and seen all 10 companies. Thank you, judges Paul and Elena. Good luck with everything. While the ambassador remains, and will be joined by fellow judges in the social category, Mr. Supon Nigamuni, the Managing Director of Control Union, Malaysia, a well-known person today, and Ms. Karen van Zuilen, the Managing Director of Sense Strategy Consulting, standing in for Ms. Jackie Ma of ICDM, who will join us later today. All right, this category celebrates organizations that create meaningful and lasting social impact by uplifting communities, improving education, enhancing livelihoods, or supporting inclusion. The award recognizes initiatives that demonstrate how true change often begins at the local level through innovative projects such as educational programs, food assistance, volunteering efforts, or other community-driven activities. Okay, you're in for a very interesting competition in the next half an hour. May I first welcome Basis Bay, Mr. Manfir Singh, the Quality and Sustainability Executive.
Ladies and gentlemen, these two boys that you see on screen, they brought me here today. From B40 communities, from disenfranchised communities, these boys have been absorbed as interns at Basis Bay today. On the left, we see Dinagaran. Right before Deepawali last week, he told me he never believed a boy like him would ever be able to own a badge and use it every day to clock into an office every morning and clock out in the evening. Boon Seong, he told me a couple of weeks back that he never imagined that he would be able to touch, see, feel, and fix a UPS outside of his textbook. So with this, we have stopped doing charity. We have started building mobility. And our journey with mobility started from 2013 with MySkills Foundation. MySkills Foundation was just a rented building in Petaling Jaya. It was a rented bus station without any utilities, facilities. We started off with the funding to build their washrooms, to fund their building. And from that year on, we have kept our donations going, kept our funding going. Why? Not for charity. It was for empowerment of education. Until today, they have 32 acres of land in Kalumpang, Kuala Kubu Baru, where we have also funded the development of a Think Center, a state-of-the-art library. Why? It's because we want the disenfranchised community youth to adapt an identity of learners. Because education is the door, but we can provide them the key. But with that, even with all that empowerment, yet we face a series of problems. And the major one was that most of them do come to us and they say, saya tidak faham bahasa Inggeris, which translates to I do not understand English language. So we saw a gap, we have identified a gap, and we decided to close that gap even further by providing free English classes to over 10,000 youth from 530 schools in Malaysia over the course of 3 years right now. And we saw that 94% of students have an increased proficiency in English. And with that, we come to the gap that we are closing here today. But before that, understand that we have selected these students, these participants, these youth to empower from an education, social, and financial selection. Why? Because we want to provide pathways. We want to provide mobility. It is not a one-off project, but it's a project for decades, starting off with dignity from building up MySkills, from providing them English classes. And now, our focus is to provide them a pathway into job security, into DC and IT industries. Why? Because where there isn't a pathway, that is where risk prevails.
1 minute.
With that, we have founded the program of Community Catalysts, a data center foundation certificate focused on 5 major modules of data center education. And currently, we have funded scholarships of 20 participants with 100% completion and 100% progress on to the next level, with 4 of them undergoing internships and the other 16 furthering their studies. But what's next? We aim to move up to the next 100 disenfranchised youth, to reach out to more marginalized communities. And with that, we stand hand in hand to seek anyone who is interested, any companies who are interested to help support this initiative, because we are looking at mobility. We are not here for a one-off charity. So join us for the next 100.
Yes, the mic was turned off. I told you. Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
the microphone of the judges is still on.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right, thank
thank
you.
you very much. Thanks for the presentation. We have 2 questions.
Thank you very much for your very convincing presentation. And thank you so much for focusing on all these children and the empowerment of these children. My question is, like, how does this relate to your business, and what impact does it have on your business itself?
All right, the impact we are looking for is actually a global impact, where we want to increase the labor for data center and IT industries by providing an opportunity for disenfranchised and marginalized youth, a platform for them to grow their education and join into these industries. And of course, at the end of the day, we are a data center industry as well, so we do benefit from training these youth. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
A fantastic pitch, and very interesting to actually see that continuity in your project, that you have actually evolved from 2013 to basically now, and you have also plans to basically take it to further. So how is the engagement within your organization in these initiatives, what you're doing with the children, and likewise, how this has actually resonated within your organization, loyalty, trust, and that empowerment nature within the employees when they are being engaged in these activities?
Okay, if you are specifically looking at our employees itself, I think our employees, they are very focused on building the module as well, because our module is developed by our employees, because they are, we will consider them as SMEs within this industry for more than 10 years. So they have been working with us to develop these modules, our technicians, our engineers, our M&E engineers as well. So they are very focused on it, not as focused as, of course, we are, because this is my day job. It's not their day job. But it has grown their engagement. We have also brought employees to MySkills itself. I think it has been about 4 times that we have brought them for career talks, for tree plantations, and so on. And our engagement grows on and on. I think I did not include many pictures of our employees here because we only have 5 slides. But I can assure you that.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Basis Bay.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.
Can I now welcome on stage Celcom DG, Philip Ling, the Head of Sustainability. Over to you, Philip.
Next station, the age of AI. Please stand behind the yellow line. Now, Celcom DG, we are the largest telco in Malaysia. Coming out of the pandemic, and as we adopt artificial intelligence, we ask ourselves the questions. We took a pause, and then we ask, what is the risk that society will encounter in the next decade as we move in? So rather than trying to do everything under the sun, we actually consolidated all our sustainability programs, and we landed on 2 flagship programs. 2 flagship programs that can be done systematically, a program that can scale, and a program that can build sustainable for the future. As more young people come into the age of artificial intelligence, we realize that the digital gap is beginning to grow again, from those who are versed with AI in the future and those who are not. At the same time, as people get more empowered with technology, we also understand that there is a huge risk that's coming from the world of scams and online safety. So we decided to focus on these 2 projects or programs as we move along. Let me start with the first one. We call it Future Skills for All. Now, coming out of COVID, we've understood from Ministry of Education that there is a huge learning loss, that young people are dropping out of schools, and that we realize that the talent pool when it comes to computational science is dropping. So what we did is that we took the whole curriculum of the national school from primary 4 until secondary 5. We put it online. We took the whole thing, put it online, and we translated it into 4 languages: BM, Malay, Chinese, Tamil, and the 4th language which we are most proud of, sign language. We actually had students, children signing for children, right? Because that is one of the communities that we felt was left out. So as we built the whole curriculum, now computational science, coding, HTML, Python, and in the future AI is all accessible wherever you are. Now it's one thing to put something online, it's another thing to get it into spaces. So once we had that in place, we started the campaign where we went down. Now starting from last year, we went to Sarawak. Our intention is that by next year, we will cover all the 180 over schools from the northern part of Sarawak all the way to the tip of the southern part. Next year, we are also starting at the east coast. So as we do this, we realize that more and more children are left out. So what we've done besides sign language, we have also gamified the program, the coding language, for places where there are no accessibility, no internet connectivity. Today, you can play a card game because coding is a logical sequence. Once you know how to play the card game, whenever you get an opportunity to jump on the platform, they already know how to play it. We also run these programs with OKU, PWDs. So we've trained around 100 over teachers in Malaysia who are hearing impaired so that they can teach the next generation. Now moving on, we knew we couldn't do this alone. So we built an ecosystem in order for us to scale, in order for us to be systematic about the way we are rolling this out. Now moving on, the other issue that's huge for everyone in this room is scams. In the age of AI, we know that scams is getting worse. And it is sophisticated, it is systematic, and it is the #1 commercial crime in the country. So what have we done? We've actually put it on PSAs, we put it on the TV. There's a popular, all Malaysians probably know this, Kisah Benar, true stories. So we put it out for all communities to understand how sophisticated scams are. But then we realized that we need to segmentize it and go down on the ground. So we started a train the trainer program. So to date, we've trained DJs, because DJs has their own communities in rural Malaysia. We've trained the Department of Information Officers from the Communications Ministries. These are the people who go down on ground. We have 1,099 internet centers that is running these awareness programs. We train senior citizens and a lot of other influencers. Now, as we bring this out, we also realize that we need to look at both prevention and cure. So preventive is telling you how to be aware of how people are trying to scam you. Cure is that once you've been scammed, where do you go for support? So again, we built a whole ecosystem where we can now do both width in terms of reach, as well as depth in terms of how to build that resilience in young people, in seniors, in working adults like you and me. Because at the end of the day, we believe that businesses cannot be successful if the society around them fail. And we understood that, that in the age of AI, where we move from age of information to age of artificial intelligence, what's most important is that humans remain intelligent in this age. Thank you.
Perfect timing, Philip. Thank you very much. Over to the
Thank
judges,
you.
please.
Thank you. Yes, Supun has a question. Thank you.
A fantastic work what you have actually done, especially with the marginalized communities and also the SAFE program that you have actually developed, has raised that bar in terms of awareness that these things are there. So what's next for you? And the digital world, as we know, is actually evolving at a very fast pace. So what's in store? What are the vulnerable areas, challenges that you are already focusing on, which is to actually, for the continuity of these programs for future?
Yes. So when we went out, one thing we didn't show is that we did a lot of surveys. So when we gather a lot of data, that helps you strategize where you want to go next. The #1 age groups that is being scammed today is 21 to 30, right? And last month, we started going into universities. So we have in our pipeline around 40 universities that we will go in and show them AI is an opportunity, but AI can also be a risk if you're not aware. So that is one part we're building. On the future skills, we are also now looking at more societies. We believe that refugees will be a huge issue in Malaysia in the next decade. So now we are moving our content to fit people who's been left out of the digital age in the coming decade. Yeah.
Thank you. the issues that you raise, like the technology gap and the online safety, you would think is also should also be a government concern. Is there any relationship with government authorities or public authorities that you are working on or that you have in mind?
Yes, so as part of our partnerships, the SCAM program is with the Ministry of Communication. The Future Skills program is with the Ministry of Education. So we are going in line with what they are planning for the country in terms of their blueprints and all those, but we are helping them fill the gaps where they are unable to fit it.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to
All right.
Thanks very
Thank you very much, Philip. Next up in this tough lineup in the social category will be Unilever. Jessica Wong, the Senior Brand Manager, Lifebuoy, Malaysia, Singapore. Over to you, Jessica.
Hi, afternoon. So, hand hygiene is actually the first and the last line of defense in every home and in our everyday lives to help reduce the risk of transmittable diseases. Lifebuoy is a hygiene soap brand, and back in 2015, we had a very simple but powerful mission, which is to educate Malaysians on proper hand hygiene with the objective of preventing illnesses and saving lives. Children are more susceptible to falling ill because their immune is not as matured. Therefore, their immune is not so matured, so they are more at risk to all the pathogens around them. So with Lifebuoy, we want to adopt hand hygiene at an early age, as early as 5 years old, to be able to ensure that these young kids are educated for hand hygiene to help prevent the spread of diseases. So we didn't want to just educate kids, we want to ensure that it becomes a habit. So a CNN Health article, I think they state that simpler habits such as hand washing can form around 1 to 2 weeks. So with the support of Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education, we've actually designed our education program to be a 5-day program with a booklet, with a 21-day activity take-home booklet. So this enables the kids to be able to kind of immerse themselves, understand, what are germs, the awareness, the importance of hand hygiene throughout this 5-day teaching program, as well as this 21-day take-home booklet. So within our program, we also have things like glow germ demonstration, which enables to make the germs visible to kids, to show them how easily germs spread, with a simple high five or handshake with a friend. With also the support of Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health, we are able to run this program at scale through Train the Trainers. So every year, we actually train thousands of school teachers who then take this education program and train the students in their respective schools. So this enables for smaller classroom settings of 35, for kids 5, 6 to 7 years old. And it enables them to be able to engage with the kids better and immerse in the education that we provide. This hand hygiene education has been a 10-year journey in the making. Across the last 10 years, we have continuously improved our education. We kicked off Train the Trainer program in 2016 to enable scale. We've also reached out to East Malaysia, which are the more rural areas, which might be more susceptible to the spread of infections and diseases. We've also improved our booklet through the years, for better hand washing habits. A few years after we ran this program, we wanted to understand what is the impact that we had on the community. So basically what we discovered is we see a huge increase, a 13% increase to 74% of the students we educated. So they had proper hand washing with soap and water after using the bathroom and before having meals, after going through our school program. The teachers also reported a 15% drop in absenteeism due to illnesses. So we're very proud to see how our education program has made an impact to the community. So Lifebuoy and Unilever, we are committed to improving
1 minute.
we are committed to improving social welfare as a whole, be it through education, health, and wellness. And at the same time, it enforces our brand, as an established hygiene brand in Malaysia, ultimately holding true to our brand purpose and mission, which is preventing illnesses and saving lives. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
Jessica.
much.
Over to the judges.
Yeah, Karen has a question.
Congratulations with your amazing program. The question I have, I was just wondering, right? So before you started, you have measured how people were actually washing their hands, how many children were washing their hands, what's the impact of that in terms of illness. So how did it go? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because you talk about improvement, but did you start measuring it from the start? And when is it then measured again? Also midterm, after, etc. And what is your objective in the end?
Thanks for the question. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's really to educate, drive that habit with the objective of preventing illnesses and saving lives. Yes, we did run a study before and a few years after to understand what is the impact, which we then made changes. So for example, certain things that we discovered, like we provided soap to the kids to bring home. We also provided soap to the schools to be placed in the washrooms so that they can continue their habit when they are in school as well as at home. So yes, to be honest, we will be conducting one this year to really understand how it has gone in the last 10 years, because there's with COVID and everything. So to see how we can improve the program further and drive scale. Yes.
Thank you. Are there any major obstacles or factors that slow down your campaign at all? What sort of is the counter pressure that you find?
So I think the lives that we are able to impact the most are really kids from more rural areas, which maybe hygiene awareness is lower. However, these rural areas are a bit harder to reach. So there are years where we reach rural areas of Sarawak and Sabah, and there are some schools which are very small, which we actually go by boat to bring the materials to the students. So I think these are some of the challenges that we are facing, but we know how impactful it is for those kids especially, than versus, for example, urban. So which is why we are still working with Ministry of Education to see how we can sort of increase increase the number of students we can reach out in these areas. How can we work together to drive more scale? Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. Back to Marco.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Jessica. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have one more round of applause for Basis Bay, Celcom DG, and Unilever for the Best Community Impact Award. All right, moving on to the next slide for a moment. For those of you who would be interested to look at our MISA program book, at the screen, I'll give you a second to take on this QR code and download our MISA program book online. Again, remember you can vote for these companies later on after the next category when we've had all 10 companies presenting. So while you were enjoying your lunch, ladies and gentlemen, heavy competition is going on. And yeah, you see those companies facing you from the big stage to this big room, sharing their best practices with you and really trying to give you real life experiences and hoping that you will be able to pick up some ideas for your company, your work as well. All right, our judges Supun and Karen will be conferring, and we move on to the last category, which will promise to be an even heavier competition because we will have 4 companies presenting. So also a note to the judges. Judges, just 1 question per company in this category, please.
Thank you, Marco.
Okay.
You're very generous.
All right, we have the governance category. Best People Development Award. Honors organizations that invest in the growth, well-being and future readiness of their workforce while fostering inclusive and ethical business practices. This award celebrates companies that create equitable opportunities for all through skill development, training and flexible work arrangements, while leading with integrity through strong governance and compliance. By empowering people and embedding responsible practices, these organizations build resilience and long-term sustainable growth. In the panel of judges, Ambassador Jaap Berner is joined by Safrina Lassa, the Vice President, Sector Development of Talent Corp, and Dr. Chong Kok Wai, the Chief Executive Officer of INTI International University and Colleges. All right, judges, ready for the first contestant? Welcoming to the stage, Ms. Mint Lee, the HR Director of BASI APAC.
Good afternoon, all. I need the podium to make myself comfortable. Hi. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon again. Good afternoon, judges, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Min Lee from BASI APAC. Today, I would like to share how governance that often viewed as policies and rules has become the foundation that nurtures our people and strengthens trust. Our journey can be seen through a simple metaphor that governance is like a tree. It grows big and strong only when the roots are deep. So let's start with the roots, our core values. They are boldness in commitment, excellence in performance, spirit of teamwork, and integrity in the way we work. These roots establish our foundation and keep our growth aligned with ethics and accountability. Every single employee has completed 100% of ethics and compliance training, and we had 0 ethics cases in the past year. The strength of these roots shows in our results that 96% employee retention in 2025 and 92% of engagement in 2023. When people trust the root, they stay, contribute, and grow. With that, it brings me to the trunk, how our values come to life. Yeah, so let's start. So the roots, if the roots are the values, then the trunk is our culture and governance in action. We are in full compliance with RBA, CSRD, and ISO requirement linked to Sustainable Development Goal 8, decent work and economic growth. The trunk represents structure with heart, where it's a system ensures fairness, transparency, and voice. So through our quarterly town hall meetings and employee speak-up channels, and also the shared KPI, we keep governance two-way, which is our people speak and the leaders will respond with action. In fact, 91% of employees say they trust leadership transparency. And our yearly strategy meeting brings leaders together to address the process gaps, turning the governance from paperwork into partnership. Yeah. So when the trunk is strong, the branches can grow, and this is how we grow talent. Every role is mapped to a career pathway supported by skill metrics and learning programs. Our succession planning achieved 25% of internal fill and 13% of promotion and upgrades ratio. Averagely, each employee received 25 training hours and 930 ringgit investment in training for this year. We also built a youth career pipeline where we work together with the university more than 100 graduates from UITM, UMP, and universities, mentored by our senior leaders. When the people grow, they create something beautiful, that the fruits of a healthy tree that brings in new ideas, teamwork, and trust. Every healthy tree bears fruits. Ours are well-being, innovation, and inclusivity. We promote work-life balance through our 3+2 hybrid work model, work together with Flexi Time Bank. Our monthly engagement activities and team building bring employees together to reconnect, recharge, and celebrate small wins. And our Family Day brings together more than 1,000 family members living our One Bersih spirit. We also championed disability, internship, and also equality training, ensure that every individual feels valued and included. Through our small group activities, awards, employees are empowered to drive efficiency, quality, and teamwork. So finally,
1 minute.
a great tree forms a canopy that provides people shade and drops seeds for our next generation. Our 3 to 5 years ESG partnership with the Lost Food Project support the food rescue and hunger relief. And our collaboration with UITM Tabong Chakna empowers students with disability. By end of this year, we achieved 560 volunteers hours and 35,000 corporate donations. Earlier efforts like tree planting, coastal cleanups, and also charity walks place the groundwork for our culture for responsibilities. And if you ask me, what does governments got to do with people development? My answer is simple. Governance gives people clarity to grow, courage to innovate, and the confidence to trust. So with that, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mint. Over to the judges, please.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation. We have actually 2 questions. Please, Safrina.
Thank you. Hi, Mint, Safrina here from Talent Corp. Congratulations. Everything looks in place. Very much a forward-looking organization. But perhaps what's missing there is some information on employee benefits and salary. Are you guys paying at market rate? Because benefits and, of course, forward-looking culture comes hand in hand in any organization. If you can just have like 20 seconds just to give us a brief on where you are at in terms of monetary rewards.
Yeah. So in terms of the monetary rewards, I'm saying that we are paying on par, and we have the yearly salary benchmarking that we work together with the vendor to see where we are now. So at this moment, we are paying at 50 to 70% on par, and the benefits at this moment, every people through the employee survey, they say they're happy, but then always people ask for more. So what we can do is we keep on grow people, give them the activities, the engagement activities, the training. Yeah, so this is our effort at this moment.
Thank you. A quick question. We're talking about Best People Development Awards. All the effort putting in on well-being, on the welfare, on the charity community. How all these elements linked to your people development?
Oh, well, I will say we have this employee engagement survey. Yeah, so through this employee engagement survey, we are able to know whether our people are okay with all these arrangements. Yeah, so if we are not, then there will be a series of workshops after the employee engagement. Then the management will work together with the leaders to address the gaps.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Marco.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Min. Thank you, Basie. All right. Due to a technical problem, we have to deviate from our usual alphabetical order. And in this category, we now move on to Samhout. And Samhout, Ryan, over to you. Mr. Ryan Jaffar, the senior consultant of Samhout.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here because I have something exciting to share as part of this category. However, we are not a household name like some of you here today, like Celcom, DG, Unilever, and Heineken. So please bear with me for a minute as I introduce who and Samhout really is. we help organizations with, if you remember, two things: people and change. But what we stand for, why we even exist as an organization, our purpose is together we build a brighter future, we achieve breakthroughs by inspiring and connecting people. I can tell you this is why we exist. I can tell you this is what our clients will miss if we disappear tomorrow. And I can tell you this is why everyone in our team shows up to work every day. Now, this is important before I share what I'm about to. And what's our big ambition, our big vision? It's not to be the largest consultancy. It's not to be the most well-known. It's something much more personal and meaningful for us. It is to be actually the most loved boutique consultancy by 2030. Now, of course, being most loved in business, that's your clients, your customers, your partners. But today I'm here to share how it's about being loved by our people. And as I share, I hope you will see that our core values, our culture, they're more than just nice words I'm going to put on the screen, but they're things that we really live, breathe, and show up with every day for ourselves and for our clients. So to be most loved by our people, we realized we need to build a utopia for them. Well, for us, really. And this is our approach. At its heart is our identity, but I also want to share our philosophy. And this philosophy is what we bring to our work and for ourselves. If you want to have good profits, you need happy customers. And the only way you do that is with great people, great employees. So we believe in the power of investing in your people to lead to happy customers. That leads to great profits. And with that, that's how you contribute to society. That's how you help communities and give back to the planet. And then you repeat that cycle. So there's a lot of components to what makes our utopia. I can talk about continuous learning. We do coaching, peer-to-peer. We do instantaneous feedback. We do a lot of work to make sure we work with the clients that are inspiring for us, clients that align with our purpose. We're extremely purpose-driven to build a brighter future. But here I want to talk about actually how do we create sustainable whole being. Now, we use the word whole being because we look at it as a whole, really. It's not just about personal life, work life. You show up as yourself. It's really hard to separate yourself into two. Whole being is a concept we really believe in. Now, before I get the bell a few times later, so I'm going to breeze past all the cool things we do for our people. So I'm not going to talk about our AI engagement app that encourages fitness, or the learning days where we commit a day to learn from inspiring people like yourselves on what we can do better. I can't talk about our great annual exchange program where we send colleagues to Amsterdam, Utrecht, and bring our colleagues from Netherlands here to Malaysia to learn. And unfortunately, I don't have time to brag about our office refurbishment or the other adventures we've been on. What I want to share is something that I believe is relevant for a lot of you here. In Ansamount this year, we did something really big and new. We moved from working 5 days a week to 4 days a week. And this was a big bet on what we believed and stood for. We truly, deeply believe that doing so would create better value for everyone. Obviously, our people first, but for the client, for the customers as well, and ultimately for society. Doing so, we also believe that will help attract greater talent. And ultimately, this last point is about boosting productivity, innovation. But if I just rephrase it, the way we look at it is, if we can help you be your best self, then you show up as your best self. And then you deliver and bring your best self to the table. So I'm so happy to share this as a success story that has worked this year for us. And please allow me to take you very briefly through it. So what did we do this year? Fridays, not an official work day anymore for us. And we encourage that day to be what you need. Some people need rest. Someone to learn stuff.
1 minute.
Very fast. Some want to spend time connecting. Some have things they need to do. But we entrust them and empower them with this flexibility. And through a strong foundation of our culture, they can balance that freedom and responsibility really well. For our clients, because of course business is important, what I can say is that all our clients knew we were going to do this. Some had questions. They were curious. But up to today, no client has been shortchanged in any form. If someone says, we can only meet on Friday, we will say, no problem, we'll be there. Because that is how we balance flexibility, freedom, and responsibility. The results I've shared with the lovely honorable judges are a full submission with some data support that hopefully showcase that things have been going well. But in a nutshell, people are saying all positive things. Stress is down, productivity is up, energy, motivation is up. Truthfully, when you entrust and grow people, you can achieve what you do in 5 days in 4, especially with AI. So to wrap up, while it is nice, of course, to be recognized for what we do for our people,
Thank you, Ryan. Over to the judges, please.
Thank you very much. We are impressed, but is it really good? I mean, what is the effect of the 4 days work week on your company results compared to the 5-day situation?
And can I just check so I don't spend too long on it? Which type of results or which area in particular are you hoping for me to elaborate on?
The company results.
Company results. So from a business perspective, clients are happy. We're delivering the same, if not better results than what we had last year. We are 10 months into 2025, but reports from our clients, we feedback, we do conversations with them. They don't notice a gap or any sort. If anything, they find they're getting exactly what they were getting previously, if not more, because our people are showing up more excited, more energized. So
okay,
far, so great.
My advice then would be go to a 3-day work week. It may even top the 4.
I would love to do that. Let's see and then let's explore.
Why would that not work?
Why would 3-day not work? I think that's a very good question. In Malaysia, I think the way to look at it is, in other regions, moving towards a more flexible work arrangement, for example, Netherlands, 4-day work week, a bit less common. Still not the norm, but more companies are trying it. In our region here, still new, still testing, a lot of uncertainty and worry about that. My response to that would be, let's try to make this 4-day work week work really great, and then let's look into moving towards a 3-day work week.
Okay, we'll see you next year. Thanks, Marco.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, and Samhout. All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, will be Terber Tractors Malaysia. Mr. Mohammed Farid, the Senior Executive, Talent, L&D, and Employee Relations. Over to you, Farid.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So let me start with this quote. So let me start with this quote by Andrew J. Scott. As machines get better, humans have to get better at being more human. Okay, so Terber Tractors Malaysia was started in 2005 with 5 inspiring employees. Today, we are 300 people strong with over 7,000 units delivered across Asia Pacific. And our product lines have evolved from diesel to EV and autonomous. Looking forward, we are based on this strategy, our vision and 3E, and our responses to the future is deep human, where we build the character with empathy, creativity, critical thinking, purpose-driven, resilient, and adaptable. Okay, in terms of people development framework, we emphasize on purpose. TTM is a company with purpose, guided by our sustainability pillars, and our strategy is aligned with SDG 3, 4, 8, 12, and 13. The main objective of our people strategy focus on performance, engagement, and productivity. It's supported by 7 HR pillars. We are so much proud of our 100% Malaysian talent that we developed to be competent globally. Our performance and reward system are market benchmark to make sure that we pay a fair compensation to our employees. Our talent management consistently produce leadership cadres that fill our critical position. Our learning ecosystem is supported by Tulip. Tulip is AI-driven learning platform with over 250,000 contents. It has smart engines to allow our people to discover their self-interests, and it offers a personalized learning path. Our culture engagement is very diverse, and it is incorporated into our calendar. Our CSR is very integral and strategic to our people development. We co-create our TTM Give Back activities with NGOs and communities. The whole purpose is to create a larger purpose for our employee, to contribute back and making an impact to the community. And all of these activities culminates into a wholesome well-being experience, physically, mentally, and spiritually for our employees. Now, this initiative so far has produced encouraging results. We have 83% on sustainable engagement score, 12% internal mobility rate, 9% annual staff overturn, 9% annual staff turnover rate, again, benchmark of 10 to 15%. 70% of our staff across all groups achieve minimum annual learning hours, averaging at 22.23 hours per year for each employee. 68% of staff from managerial, executive, supervisor enrolled in and graduated from leadership development program. 40% of our staff participated in TTM give back activities. All of this shows a highly engaged and increasingly human employees with empathy, creativity, critical thinking, purpose-driven resilience, adaptability. Because at Turberg, we are a company driven by people and powered by purpose. Thank you.
Over to you, judges. There's a bit extra time.
Yeah, hi, Safrina here again. Perhaps you can walk us through what was the journey like in getting your Gen X and Gen Y into embracing more of AI and digital tech?
So our learning ecosystem is pretty much driven by the Tulip platform. And Tulip platform is an evolving platform. It keeps on updating with the latest trend and latest needs in technology. So we do have latest content and latest updates, or we call it learning track, embedded into the Tulip from time to time. And the recent updates include how to use Gen AI, how to use agentic AI to actually improve productivity and such. And this is part of the integral part of Tulip content that we actually push it to all employees across our groups, across our sites. And one of the reasons why we sort of focusing much on this Tulip platform, because we have employees across sites, that is one thing, and we operate globally. So most of the time, our employees are away, scattered around, especially around Asia Pacific. So we actually pretty much utilize this platform fully.
A very impressive people development framework. I'm talking about how do you translate all these outcomes into your business success. But this is part of the criteria I need to fill up as well, to understand that how the entire framework contribute to your business success. And of course, what next for your company in terms of people development?
Okay. So for our company, our purpose are driven by our 3E strategy. That's number one, commercially, and of course our sustainability strategy. These two. Yeah. So the whole of this framework is actually focusing on making our people believe in the purpose that we have, and contributing to the 3Es expansion, empowerment, excellence in terms of our business delivery and such.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Farid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our last of the 10 presentations will be Heineken Malaysia in the Governance Best People Development Award. Here's Mabel Chang, the Senior People Partner Commercial. Over to you, Mabel.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm the last one today. I hope can keep you awake still. Okay. Now, a couple of years ago when I joined the company, when I was hired, I guess I have the shortest JD and STI or KPI in many organizations. I've only given 2 words: develop and engage. That pretty much encompasses what we do about people agenda in Heineken Malaysia. people are still pretty much at the heart of our business and is integral in whatever we do, we say, not just internally, but externally. So we are guided by Evergreen 2025, something that started in 2020. Because the world is getting very divided, polarized, I think we acknowledge that less trust is seen at workplace and everywhere else, everywhere parts of the world. So, and therefore, one of the key pillars about raise the bar on sustainability and responsibility. Essentially, under this, there are three core segments that we do for our people. Environmental, we're talking about a very popular topic for today, especially net zero circularities, healthy watershed, and social, a big aspect of what we do, because having alcoholic beverage manufacturing in Malaysia especially, that's something that we need to do, being a responsible corporate player, creating impact for the community, being fair and safe. No longer so much talking about diversity, it's more about inclusion. I think that's something that we'll talk about a bit more later. And finally, the responsible bit is about advocating moderation and addressing harmful uses of alcohol. So with that, for today, we're focusing a little bit more on people development. Now, the Diversity or Inclusion Equity Council in Malaysia is set up, driven by our MD, and our people director, and I being the OPCO, we call it operating company. We have members working together, represented by different functions, because every function deserves a voice. And these ambassadors, together, we initiate lots and many equitable and diversity initiatives for the company and broadly. In recent few years, we have been maintaining as high as 43% of women in our board of directors, and has been sustaining between 38 to 50% of women in our management team. And this is a journey that didn't come like ready. It's been worked there for the past few years, and we hope to maintain, if not higher. So quickly, and this part is really about growing a sustainable talent pipeline, starting off our very signature successful graduate programs. Up to date, we have total 15 of graduates, and they are all holding senior manager up to senior manager level within a time span of 5 to 8 years. And on top of that is also the short-term assignments. There is 35 people out there. For example, New Zealand, they become a regional financial controller, and the MD in Amsterdam today from STA become LTA, long-term assignment. So this is a very robust mobility going on in Heineken Malaysia. Now, so very quickly, also about some impacts, we have positive results, strong sense of belonging. So things that we do, we only aim to drive, again, my 2 words of my JD, develop and engage, because that is the root causes of a sustainable business, and we need sustainable, high-performing, highly engaged workforce. Okay, and of course, we need to also know that we need to take care of a great mind, a good body, mind, soul. So having integrated wellness program for the workforce. For example, recently we have targeted diabetes preventive and remedy program for employees, also because of the industry that we're in, the lifestyle that our employees, and also very big on harassment of any sort.
1 minute.
Okay, with that, I will end the show today with a video. Thank you.
Thank you, Mabel. And now over to the judges, please.
Perhaps only one question. Almost perfect, Heineken. Only one question. Any plans of going towards a 4-day work week?
I beg your pardon? I'm sorry.
Any plans of you guys going into a 4-day work week? 4 days work week.
Currently, we already have flexible work arrangements, and employees only encouraged to be present 3 days in office. So I guess what we are practicing is way above and beyond what my esteemed judge has suggested.
Thank you very much. What do you get back from your employee satisfaction surveys generally in terms of governance, so to say?
As in the result, you mean?
Yes, with the feedback that you get as a leadership of your company.
Caring is, when we run a word cloud, there's this word about caring is always there. Empower is another. And this is what we really want to see, because we don't believe in micro and top-down in terms of role modeling, but not pushing down things that tick in a checkbox. I guess that is something we recognize it inevitably in many organizations, but I won't lie that we don't have that. Something that we ought to do, we need to do, but very much so is consultative, hearing what our ground has to say before we push anything down. And therefore, we have this employee council even. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you very much. Back to Marco.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please one more round of applause for 10 contestants. Bima One, Enza Zaden, Signify, Basis Bay, Celcom DG, Unilever, Basi APAC, Heineken, and Samhout, and Teberg Tractors Malaysia. One more round of applause, please. Thank you. And now the voting for the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, please take out your phones. And on the screen, you will see this QR code and instructions to go to the voting link. You will see the 10 options of these 10 companies. Please just pick one. You have 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for the arrival of young Mohammed Wong Chen and Ambassador Jaap Werner. Just 1 minute, please. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's the next part of your Sustainable Action Conference 3.0. Welcome to the MDBC Innovation and Sustainability Award Ceremony 2025. This whole day at the SAC 3.0 by Control Union, inclusive of the MISA pitching session, we are sharing experiences and best practices on how to do better for all of us to work together on accelerating sustainable transformation. This is our 11th edition of the MDBC Awards, a tradition we started in 2011. We are proud of our flagship event, which was created to acknowledge, showcase, honor, and reward the outstanding best practices of companies and organizations. It is reflective of the achievements and ongoing developments by both Malaysia and the Netherlands in sustainability, innovation, and the circular economy. Being part of Control Union's Sustainable Action Conference has brought an extra dimension and audience to our awards event. And we hope you enjoyed and learned something earlier today at the fierce competition during the pitching for final judging sessions. On behalf of the Malaysian Dutch Business Council, my name is Marco Winter, and we would like to thank you all for attending today. And we're very pleased that our guests this evening share the same thoughts, that the future is now. So earlier today, you experienced the unique concept of our awards, the pitches by shortlisted companies. Our contestants have to work their way to winning the MISA Awards, and now it's time to announce the winners. I would like to welcome to the stage to join us in the award ceremony. And please give them a warm round of applause. Yang Mohammed Wong Chen, the chairman of the Parliament Select Committee on International Relations and Trade. Accompanied by His Excellency Jaap Werner, Ambassador to the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands to Malaysia, and the MISA Chief Judge. Puan Salina Zainal, the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Investment Development of the Malaysian Investment Development Authority, MIDA. And Mr. Remco Koster, the MDBC Vice Chairman. With the VIPs, inclusive of Chief Judge Ambassador Jaap on stage, the MDBC would like to pay tribute to all its judges for MISA 2025. The MISA Awards are well known for its independent and transparent judging process, with highly regarded independent expert individuals invited for the different award categories. Present here this evening, and please come on stage, our dear panel of judges. Paul Turner, Managing Director of Avens. Elina Jani, Chief Executive Officer, Next Green Biomass. Supun Nigamuni, Managing Director, Control Union Malaysia. Jackie Ma, President and CEO of the Institute of Corporate Directors Malaysia, ICDM. Karin van Zuilen, Managing Director of Sense Strategy Consulting. Dr. Chong Kok Wai, Chief Executive Officer, INTI International, Universities and Colleges. And regretfully, she had to leave, Ms. Afrina Lassa, the Vice President, Sector Development of Talent Corp. Can we please have a warm round of applause for these judges who worked very hard in the last few weeks and today. And I would now like to request our Vice Chairman Remco Koster, together with the Ambassador, to present a token of appreciation to our judges, witnessed by YB and Puan Salina. Are all the judges okay? All right. Can we have one? Can we have one picture, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Just want to say something about the nomination process that we do, which has been quite successful in an acknowledged format for the awards. Companies can send in their nominations in writing. The panel of judges, led by the chief judge, the ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, supported by his embassy colleagues, all with vast experience in innovation, technology and sustainability matters. They completed with external judges from corporate and government sectors, both Malaysian and Dutch, and other nationalities, determined on the shortlist for the 3 categories. And as you saw earlier today, each category saw 3 to 4 shortlisted companies who all made live pitches to the judges and this live audience today. All to make this event the best possible sharing of best practices and keeping the judging as transparent as possible. So they shortlisted the companies and they gave the judging today. Can I now request all judges to leave the stage except for the E category, Paul and Elena. And please stay on the side. Please stay on the side. All others, please stay on the side. That side. Thank you. And in the meantime, for making MISA 2025 possible, we would like to acknowledge the support of the Netherlands Embassy and a big thank you to our sponsors, advertisers and supporters. Control Union as event partner, the Netherlands Embassy, Air France, KLM, Royal Dutch Airlines, Avens Mobility, Inti University and Colleges, and advertisers Terberg and Basis Bay. Thank you so much. All right, time for the first award category. All shortlisted organizations will come to stage together per category, receive their certifications of recognition for a photo op with our guest of honor. And while all on stage, one of the judges will read the judge's report. So can I now get the 3 companies for the ESG category Environment, Best Sustainable Innovation with Responsible Technology Award, where we have Bima One, Ensa Zaden and Signify Malaysia. Can you please join on stage? We kindly request MDBC Chairman Remco Koster together with YB Wong Chen to hand out the certificates of recognition to these 3 companies. And Zassis. All right. And Signify, please stay on stage. All right, Paul, you can go to the microphone there. Is there a microphone left? All right, you can have this one.
So kind, thanks. So, 3 lovely companies, and only one can win. Yes, unfortunately, that's how it works in life. Only one wins. But I have to say, on behalf of the judges in this category, we were impressed by all 3 presentations. So in that sense, you all go home winners, right? Yeah. It's difficult to put together a summary without giving away who the winner will be. So we had to be very careful and creative in our speech. However, here goes. So the winner in this category, which is Best Sustainable Innovation with Responsive Technology, has demonstrated impactful and impressive positive outcomes for the stakeholders. Their business and technology intent starts off with a very good note, and it also improves health and well-being, environmental sustainability, and not only that, but also societal challenges on a global level. Have you guessed yet? No. Their achievements and results that they have gathered from their stakeholders clearly established that their technology has brought substantial results for their customers, businesses, operations in both the public and the private sector. This company shows their true passion, their drive, and their curiosity to venture into atypical sectors that you would not think to apply for their particular technology. This responsible technology has produced substantial data on key factors that were not typical for their original intended sector. These outcomes enable all of us, especially future innovators and future entrepreneurs, to think beyond their typical sector constraints and the typical outcomes that people usually do, pushing not only them, their clients, but also others to leverage on existing technologies, but applied differently across many industries and applications. Thank you for writing that. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
All right, can I have a drum roll, please? And what you're seeing on stage is our annual prizes. We have a framed wow, special prize in Malaysia to honor these special achievements of these companies. And to announce the winner, we will ask YB to open the envelope, while Pancelina has the winner's plaque. And the winner is
Signify Malaysia. Woo!
Can we have everybody around this trophy, please? Jaap, YB, can we come along this way? Come on, here. Come. Also, now one group picture, please. Okay. You can join this picture. One round of applause for Signify, please. Congratulations, Signify, and you can also take that wow home. All right, we'll go to the next category. Thank you, Paul. Can I please have the judges to join? Supun, Jackie, and Karen. And the certificates can go on stage. Thank you. And can we invite Basis Bay, Celcom DG, and Unilever to come on stage, please, to receive their certificates. Received the wrong one. All right, and to now read the judges' report will be Miss Karen van Zuilen. Go ahead, Karen.
Wow, what a category this year. That was truly amazing. This year's competition was incredibly competitive. Very close, till the very last minute, I can tell you. So each finalist left us deeply impressed. Very strong stories, big impact, but especially, I would say, a big heart. And I think that's important in this social category. So it personally really touched me how much you care about others, each of you. That needs to be said. We saw 3 companies, each of them Basis Bay, Unilever, and Celcom DG. And these 3 companies were really empowering people from a young age. All of them. Teaching new skills, building confidence, empowering them, and creating change that lasts. Every finalist made a real difference, truly. But one of them can only be the winner, right? So, and this winner, they didn't just run one project, not 2. They actually built a movement. So one that grows every single year, across generations, from young to old, but especially across abilities. Real inclusion in the smallest detail. And it's a movement that says everyone, really everyone, belongs here. Millions of people were reached, so now I probably already disclose a bit who this winner is. Thousands were trained, and real dangers were also addressed. And what truly impressed the jury, the 3 of us, it came down to 3 different things. So it's not just about reaching the mass market, doing business, right? Not just about business success. It's about really including everyone, the most vulnerable, at skill, with heart. And that really makes it award-worthy. And secondly, they don't just stop at what works. They keep spotting new challenges, vulnerabilities in the market, gaps in their programs, and they find solutions for them. And they create also new programs based on this. Thirdly, and that's the last one, although I can go on forever, this isn't just a private sector effort. It's a national movement. It's supported by the public sector. A true partnership between government, education, and community. Oh, and yes, the presentation, it was really, I would say, clear, slick, and very confident. So yes, all these 3 companies, they are winners. They're true winners, but this one just stood a little taller.
Thank you, Karen. All right, drum roll, please. And the winner is Vanzelina?
Celcom DG.
Can we go here, please? Can we come here? You can join for a picture as well if you want to. Thank you very much.
Other side, other side.
Congratulations to Celcom DG. And going to the last category, ladies and gentlemen, in the category governance. Best People Development Award. You've seen the competition with 4 shortlisted companies. Can I have Dr. Chong back on stage, please? You're there already, excellent. Thank you. Can we please invite BC APAC, Heineken Malaysia, and Samhout and Tibber Tractors to come on stage? And to read the judge's report is Dr. Chong.
Okay, let's cut it short and sweet. To pick the best among the best, always the toughest job. We struggle, really a tough job. But ladies and gentlemen, this organization invests deeply in learning, leadership pipeline, and inclusive culture. They build future leaders via multi-function rotations in Malaysia and globally. Its people-first culture show up in the outcome like employee engagement index, the performance enablement index, reinforcing strong retention, reward, and well-being strategy. They also advance DEI through a DEI council and inclusive hiring, together with earlier career pipelines that create purposeful careers for Malaysia talents. This organization amplifies holistic, measurable, award-winning people development. As for sustainability, this organization demonstrates outstanding sustainability leadership through its rigorous operational decarbonizations, zero landfill productions, water stewardship program, with transparent targets aligned to the global standards and measurable performance improvement. This organization demonstrates exemplary governance through a robust oversight framework, transparent reporting, and strict ethical culture is setting a high bar for corporate governance in Malaysia.
All right, and the winner is Young Mohammed. Drum roll.
Heineken.
All right, please join for a group picture. And then please one picture just with Heineken, thank you. You stay back, Mabel. Yeah, just one with you. Stay up, like this. Can we also have Celcom and Signify to come back to the stage, please, for a group picture with the 3 winners? But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, those were the 3 award categories. And of course, we have one more audience award, whereby all of you voted earlier today. And yeah, that's the last one. You played a crucial role in this, which we're pleased to announce. I think there's also still an opportunity to download our program book with a QR code. If you see the QR code coming by, please have a scan of our program book and read more about our history of the Sustainability Awards. Here it is. Give you a few moments. Okay, but in the meantime, here we go for another drum roll, and I will ask MDBC Vice Chairman Remco Koster to announce the winner of the Audience Award. Are the contestants still ready, you guys? You left the stage, but we have one more award. Here we go, and the winner is Remco.
Terberg Tractors Malaysia.
Can we please have Signify and Celcom DG and Signify to join as well? Can you guys bring the wows as well, please? All right, one group picture of all the winners. All right, the wonderful wows. Once again, the award for the MBBC Innovation and Sustainability Award.